and welcome to Virtual Coffee and Convos. This week we have such a treat. We really do. We're going to talk about bucket lists. Yes, and if you don't have one, you're going to find out today why you should have one. And I am here with Pam Abel, and you are in Massachusetts now, and you are a certified bucket list coach. So Pam, tell us about what a bucket list is and how you got interested in it and what your services are. We've got a whole half hour to fill here, so go for it.
Perfect. Yes, thank you, Pat. I really appreciate having some time to chat with you today. So this is really exciting. I love talking bucket lists. So yes, I'm a certified bucket list coach, and this is relatively new for me, becoming an actual coach. This happened this year, but living my bucket list is something that I've been doing for quite some time. It started when I was really young, and I just had this love of Salt Lake City, of seeing it on TV in Utah. I'm originally from Massachusetts, so we've got a lot of water and beaches, and it's great. Some mountains in New Hampshire, but they really are dwarfed compared to the rest of the country.
Yeah.
So I just fell in love, and I was like, I want to go to Utah. Yeah, isn't it? And I'm like, I need to go there. And I wrote it down. And I remember just writing it down somewhere. That was something I needed to do. And throughout the years, I've just continued to do that. And whether it be on a sticky note, in my journal, on a computer, I've just been placing these things around that I need to do. And so probably by the time I was ready to graduate high school, I eventually said, well, I need to just bring all this together. I have all these ideas everywhere. And since I created my bucket list, and without really knowing it, but that's something I've been doing for so long, and throughout my life, I've tried to do that, is these goals that I have, and how do I make it happen and attain them? So, I've moved cross country twice. I completely relocated to the West Coast to start a new life. Didn't know a soul, but I really wanted to do that. I really wanted to go cross country. I've traveled outside of the United States quite a bit. I've learned some languages. So there's a lot of different things. And this year, I've had the opportunity to actually become certified in helping people achieve their bucket list.
Great. Fantastic.
Yeah. So, as you know, a bucket list, the way we see it, is things you want to do before you die. And, it's such a shame that sometimes we get to that point later when something forces us to start to think about that. And we're like, oh, well, what do I need to do these things before my time is up. And we really just want to be able to do that now. What if every day was living your bucket list? And that's what I help people do every day.
Well, there's always something that you can do. I fell in love with a book, and it changed my life really soon after it was published, and it was published in the mid to late 70s. So I was not even 20, I think, when I first read it. And it's Barbara Shear's Wishcraft, and it's how to get what you really want. And it helps you learn what that might be. Now, these are the days before personal computers and all sorts of resources. But there's many things I learned from that book. But one of the things I learned is there's always something that you can do, ever so small, to reach that goal at any day of the week. If I wanted to be a doctor right now, probably doubtful, but if I wanted to do that, if it was on my bucket list, I could get online and make research for that right now. I'm not going to be a doctor next week.
Exactly.
There's a pathway through it. And then there's also this, we can talk about this a little later, but there's the serendipitous following your intuition. I'm sure there are many times you walked around a corner in your life, not necessarily around a literal corner, and then all of a sudden everything started flowing about making intentions and putting it out into the world. Yeah. So you're a certified coach, personal coach. Specifically, you're also connected with the bucketlist.net? What is the website?
Bucketlistcoach.com.
Okay. And because we're going to put that link in. Yeah, we'll put that link in so that people can follow that and get to your exact page and hear your story.
Absolutely.
I got to find glasses.
Yeah, that would be fantastic.
There's so many things I saw that just could be so helpful for people that are just getting started and that are already in process with their bucket list. You've got various workshops coming up. But there's
Yes.
one thing that is listed on there that I think is really important, and that is accountability. Having someone to make sure you're on mark going forward in what you want. Otherwise, life happens, right? And
Absolutely.
yeah, so having a buddy and a coach, somebody to be accountable for, is important. It really is.
Yes, it
So
is. That's so true.
go ahead.
No,
Go ahead,
I was
John.
gonna say you're spot on. That is, and that's a big part of what I do. You've got you have your bucket list and you write things down, or you just have it in your head and it's not written down. I mean, I'm sure you've heard this before. There's a lot of research that's out there that you're 42% more likely to reach your goals if you write them down. So
Yes.
that's just one thing, and then you're actually 64% chances increase if you actually share it with somebody and you tell somebody. So that really is the foundation of a lot of the workshops that I do, is to help you think through what you could possibly put on your bucket list, but to also get you to write it down, share it with others, and accountability, and to help you to actually stick to it and have someone to really help you and coach you along to make sure that you're reaching the goals that you want and what's important in your life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit more about what you've accomplished just in the last few years with a bucket list. I read something that you now own a house in Portugal.
I do. I do. Yeah. So my family, so actually I'm the first American born. So my entire family is from Portugal. And so, for me, I've always wanted to be able to go back on a regular basis, have a place to stay. But it's beautiful. It's in the southern part of Portugal. It's in Algarve,
Mm.
and the beaches there are gorgeous. And so
Mm-hmm.
that was a goal of mine, was, I want to be able to own some property down there to not only have a vacation spot, but to be able to go back and see my family whenever I want to, and not have to worry about, where am I going to stay? What am I going to do? So that was something I was able to do, I think, going on almost 4 years now, since I was able to go ahead and purchase that. So that's amazing. I really enjoy that. But over the past couple of years, I've done a lot of stuff. Like for me professionally, I had a lot of things on just improving myself. So I wanted to get a second master's degree. I went back and got another degree. I started my family, which was something I've wanted to do. So my son is 1 year old now. So we started that. Yeah, it's been fantastic.
There's something on the site that I tell other people too. It's that your bucket list is not just about travel. A lot
Correct.
of times people think it's, oh, I want to go to this place, or no, it's about things you want in your life.
Absolutely. And that is the core of the bucket list board workshop that I do, as well as the life plan. But those workshops, we use the My Bucket List Blueprint formula. So it's a very specific formula that we have that together will create a very holistic and complete list. So you're right, it's not just travel. Each letter stands for a category that means something to you. And to give you an example, for May is U month. So my bucket list, the letter U, ultimate challenges. That's what that stands for, right? So it gets you to think, what are some ultimate challenges you'd want to accomplish in your life? And so it's not travel. It could very well be you want to be able to break a habit within 30 days. That's a challenge for you, because maybe it's a bad habit you've had for a long time and it's really hard. So it's what's personal to you and what's a challenge in your world that you're trying to achieve. And it can mean so many things. It could be very little and it can be huge, like hiking Machu Picchu. Like it could be, there's a whole range, but it's a very personalized list. And so through that workshop, I really help individuals go through that. We have you think, we go through the blueprint, and by the time you're done, you have an actionable bucket list that you can take home with you. And you've already started, as you said, the little things, you've already started on your way to making it happen.
Yeah. So on Facebook, I like to do this with my peeps, my friends, my peoples. And I put up, do you have a bucket list? And do you want to share what's on it? Or if you might get one, what do you think would be on it? And I had some really interesting responses. Now, this was just in the last 2 days. So, you know, people get busy. I don't always get tons of responses. But one friend of mine wrote that she wanted to be more adventurous. Okay, I wrote back, well, what would that look like?
Yeah.
So you need to be a little bit more specific to get out
Mm-hmm.
more. Let's get more specific so that you can have a goal that is tangible. And I'm sure your workshops talk about stuff like that, that it needs to be tangible
Absolutely. Yep.
so you can count it. You can say, yeah, I got this, or I did that. So you
Yeah,
have,
absolutely. We use a lot of techniques, one being SMART goals. And I'm sure, you know, you've heard of it before, if not, but it's definitely a technique that I've seen throughout the years and it's been used really well. But your goals need to be SMART, so specific, measurable, actionable, you know, so, and then it goes on and on. So you definitely want to make sure that you're calling those out and you have very specific goals you want to achieve and you break those down into little pieces.
there are 3 workshops I recall that I saw on your profile. So what are those 3, and what are the different levels that they are? There.
Yeah, so we start off with the bucket list board workshop. And so that right now, now we've put everything online. So obviously the world we're living in today, everything is done virtually. So no matter where you are in the world, you can join a workshop, which is awesome. I absolutely love that.
Fantastic.
But the bucket list board workshop, it's about an hour-and-a-half workshop that we do. And essentially that's where I'm going to help you create and action your bucket list. So when you leave that workshop, you have your tangible bucket list and you've already taken steps to make it happen. So that's awesome. A lot of fun. We do it just for individuals who want to come together. It's been awesome to do it for families now, especially since some of us are still quarantined. So if you haven't seen your family in a while or you just haven't gotten together like you normally would, it's really cool to get everybody on Zoom. So you've got 10 to 12 people, you know, working together and they all know each other and it's your family and you're just having a really nice evening putting together your bucket list and having a lot of fun. We also do couples nights, ladies nights. And something that I've been doing as well is for incorporation. So for a lot of companies who have their employees completely virtual, it's a great team engagement activity. So it not only brings your team together, but as we found is that a happy employee inside and outside of work is a very productive employee. So being able to have an employer support their dreams inside and outside of work is fantastic. We also have the bucket list life plan. And so
Yes, what
that
is
one
that?
is more geared towards, yeah, it's more geared towards corporations, but I am now changing it and putting it virtually online. So I'm going to open that up to everybody. But essentially, it's a 12-week program. It's about an hour a week, or you can condense that in 2 hours and 6 weeks. But essentially, it dives deeper into the My Bucket List blueprint. So I spend more time with you, and we really get to go down and make those actionable. And it's a true life plan. So a lot of us think, you know, we have our career plan and our business plans, and that's what we live to. But those are 2 separate things that should fall into your life plan. Life is so much more than that. And this is what that workshop will do.
Oh, that's fantastic. What a wonderful avocation that you have. That must feel so good when people who aren't moving, they want to move, meet up with you, take your courses, take your workshops, have you as a coach, and then they must come back joyous. I did it, Pam, I did it. Oh gosh, that must just feel so good being able to help people like you do. Fantastic.
It is. It's so rewarding. It really is. I mean, and one, it's fun. It's a ton of fun for me and it's so much fun for them. But to really be able to see people just lighten up and go, oh, I hadn't thought of that, or that is amazing, or seeing themselves achieve a goal that they never thought they'd do, or they've just been putting it off for too long. Like life is too short to do that. It really is. Like you've got to live now, and everyone has their to-do list and every day you're trying to check those off. Well, what if that to-do list was your bucket list? And every day you're checking something off towards your bucket list. It's awesome.
Yeah. This quote from the Dalai Lama, there is no substitute for a life well lived. My goodness, it does go really, really fast. There's something that I thought was really cool. In fact, I might use it to promote this Coffee and Convos, because this is I do Facebook watch parties with it after I edit it on
Oh,
Fridays.
yeah.
The Quarantics, or what is that quote? I'm missing a piece
Yeah.
of one of my pieces of paper. It was about, tick it before you kick it.
Yes.
It's so much
That's
fun.
essentially what we live by. Yeah. And that's our hashtag. That's what we live by. So anyone who goes through the coaching classes, the coaching courses with myself or my fellow coaches, we really have you tick it before you kick it and just put it all over the place. And it really is what it is. Tick it off your list before you kick it, before you kick the bucket. So, that we love that. We think it's so much fun. And it's great when we have our folks that go through our coaching classes and then they become bucket listers, as we call them. So we have a whole tribe of bucket listers around the world. We actually have bucket list hosts in 20 countries. So we're all over the world. And just imagine, tick it before you kick it, follow that hashtag. You will see amazing adventures from all corners of the globe.
Oh, wow. Is there an Instagram account too for the hashtag?
Yeah. So, yep, you can use it on Instagram and you can follow me as well. So it is bucketlistcoach.pamela. So you'll be able to find me on Instagram, and on Facebook, it's BL Coach Pamela. So
Cool.
find me there as well. I'm always sharing some great tips and ways that you can live your bucket list every day. There's amazing workshops that are coming up. I have one on May 22nd. So that's my next workshop for the vision board. And definitely check it out and follow the tribe. It's so much fun.
So what's on your personal ticket before you click it, ticket? Okay, I'll get that down. But what is on your bucket list right now for you personally?
So I have actually, 3 key things I'm really working on. So one is I absolutely love photography, and I've been doing it on the side for a while, like landscape photography. So my goal is to actually have my photos in a national magazine, have them printed in a national magazine. Travel and Leisure has put some on their website, but I want to see it in print. So
I get it.
that's one of my goals. And then another one is I would love to design my forever home. So now, I have my family potentially going to be growing. So I really want to get to that point where I can design the home where I will live forever, raise my family, and just have that be kind of the legacy. So that is on my list to design it and get it built. So I'm working on that.
That's great. Always taking action. There's always something little to do. It's funny. I don't have a
Always
bucket
something you
list.
can do. Exactly.
I don't have a bucket list.
You don't?
No. Because every time I write something down, I just do it. I mean,
That's great.
I laugh. Okay. All right. So I guess before it was even a bucket list, in my 20s, I was backpacking around Europe. And I always thought in the back of my mind, in the front of my mind, that is, I'd love to live in a foreign country and learn a second language. But I didn't do it because, I'm in my 20s and life got in the way. And then my life changed in my late 40s. And I just serendipitously, everything just kind of set it up there, and it just fly over there and to South America, and bam. Not only was the area 5 years, it was 10 years. And then as I mentioned to you before we started, I've been back 5 years and I'm losing my language skills. So I'm not blaming COVID-19 happening because it makes me get online, but I am now using a conversationexchange.com program, and I talked about an hour to somebody in Argentina trying to learn English, and I got to speak my Spanish. So I guess you could say my bucket list is to not lose my language and get more fluent in that. But pretty much,
and it's a living list. You tick it off and you add more on.
I know I had a bucket list I wanted to go to Italy for 3 months, check it out, see if I wanted to live there. I wasn't sure I wanted to live in South America. But talk about being specific. I wrote down, if I can get a ticket for under $600 round trip, I'm going to Italy.
Excellent.
So that was on my list. But, we all have our personal little keystones. If I buy the Michelin map, I'm going. I don't know when I'm going, but I'm going. So I guess commitment is, is part of this whole process. You're making a commitment, you have accountability, and also you must help people just find the fun in everything, because of your personality. You're perfect to be a personal coach for this.
Thank you. I mean, I enjoy it. I love seeing other people thrive and getting to where they want to be and achieving their potential. And that to me is just so much. And, even in my, corporate career, aside from coaching, that's something I love to see. So the fact that I can do this every day and have fun with people, but really help them is amazing. And I just want to point out real quickly how you had mentioned that now you're online and being able to speak your language. You can do so much. That really is kind of the silver lining, I have to say, is that with everything going on right now with COVID and the quarantine, I am seeing so much innovation come out, and so many people are learning to adapt. You can now travel the world virtually. So if you have it on your list that you want to go see the David, you can go online and see the David. There are tours, there are things that are happening. So there's always something you can do. And it's just been amazing of what I'm seeing the world come together and accomplish. And to me, that is the silver lining of everything going on. And I am excited to see the future post all this. So it's going to be really awesome.
I love the fact that people are touching people they never would have gotten the opportunity to touch. And I'm talking virtually. I'm obviously not physically. Because we have this could be another whole coffee and combos, but we have this perception of the world is a dangerous place. And especially people from the United States are fairly insular. We think of ourselves being out there, but a lot of us are quite insular when we're traveling. I am a couch surfing ambassador, so that's a hospitality group. So it's a travel organization. So you stay for free in other people's homes, and people, oh no, that's dangerous. Mm-hmm. But and I've done coffee and convos about that, but it's not, because there's a whole reference system. There's house sitting exchanges. You don't have to exchange your house. You can just go be a house sitter. There's help exchanges, work away. So for those people that want to travel, there are so many resources available to them. So this idea of I don't have the money, you don't need as much money as you think you do. And then when you get there, it snowballs. I think I have 750 friends on my Facebook friends list, and I would say at least two thirds of them do not live in Central Florida. I'm international, and it's all because of opening myself up to the possibilities of living your bucket list.
That's right. You have to get out there, and you just have to do it. Too many people, their time comes and they have so many regrets, and you just do not want to live your life that way. Like, go out, enjoy it. You never know what doors are going to open if you just, as you said, open yourself up to that opportunity to be able to live your list, to do what you want to do. So much more will come your way. It's absolutely amazing. And the folks that you'll meet along the way, it's priceless. Like, you'll make friends forever, or, just experiences. And that's the big thing, right? Is that and I do a talk about this, and we actually talk about life gets in the way, and just you're too busy, or resources. You assume you're going to need too much money or time. Part of it is also success, right? A lot of us traditionally measure success in numbers. So how much money am I making? Or, and it's very quantitative that way. But it's about experiences. It's the journey, it's what you're experiencing and what you can share with others along the way.
It's the process. As I'm here at the Art Center as the program director, and I'm all about process art. It's not the destination, it's getting there that can be so incredible. So incredible.
Right.
Well, Pam, I think I don't have a clock here, but I am having a feeling that we probably filled our time.
I think we're right at it.
Okay, good. Thank you so much for spending time with me today and inspiring people. We have artists that have goals of their own. They want to be in galleries. They want to be called professional artists. Everybody's got different touchstones. They will definitely be on the list of this watch party to watch this. when it airs on that Friday.
Perfect.
And yeah, you'll have all your contact information because I think what you're doing is so worthwhile. It really is. Holding these people's virtual hands is just incredible.
Yes.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank you,
so much.
Pat. Thank you so much for having me. This has been a lot of fun. I love talking it. So yeah, this has been great. I really appreciate it. Any information you need, I can send you some links and things like that to share. That would be great.
Please do send me all your links. I will be editing
Got
this
it.
with a little intro and an exit and in your posts, and making you also co-host on Facebook for the watch parties.
Awesome. Perfect. Thank you so much.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate it. Good to catch up with you.
Bye.
Bye.